Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I have a healthy soup that's enjoyed by many people around the world and is a staple in many Slavic countries. I primarily made this soup because I got really ill during the time I wanted to film, and to be honest, I couldn't do much. I'll explain more about that unexpected health adversity that I faced in the stats section of this video. I'm going to let you know how much weight I lost in 5 weeks. So if you're just interested in the stats, go to the end of the video. There's chapters below to get you there easily. After the cooking demonstration and tips for borscht, for this version of borscht, I'm going to explain to you my connection with the soup, why I use chicken, if I will use any other proteins, and the cool things I learned while putting this video together about borscht. So for now, let's borscht. First tip. Most chefs remove celery leaves and thinner leaves on vegetables because they give broths a slightly bitter flavor, as well as affecting the color of the broth, possibly making it look a little bit murky. Our goal is to have a light yellow or golden colored broth. This part I like to do in 2 stages. First, separate the meat from the cartilage and bones. Second, shred the chicken and pick out any cartilage and bones that might have been missed. And trust me, there's always 1 or 2 pieces that have been missed. A lot of recipes of borscht are going to tell you to grate or shred your beets. Personally, I like to dice my beets because I prefer that texture. It's completely up to you. The onions, though, are sliced in a short, thin julienne cut for a reason. They caramelize better and they cook more evenly instead of being diced. Once your vegetables are cooked and you are happy with your broth, add the diced potatoes in the last 15 to 20 minutes of cooking. Set a timer because that's all it takes. As you can see here, I'm adding the shredded cooked chicken back into the soup because we are nearly done. All right, let's talk borscht, guys. That Eastern European or Slavic rye bread that you saw, 10 out of 10 for flavor combos. It was a recommendation that I read online, and that rye flavor with acidic broth, pressed yogurt, or sour cream is an awesome flavor combination. I used pressed yogurt because it was available at one of the local markets I shop at, and there's levels to the game. Pressed yogurt is like a mascarpone and sour cream mix. It's a richer, tangier flavor, and I highly recommend it. If you see it at a local market or at a grocery store, give it a shot. There was some interesting search results when I was looking up authentic borscht. There are many, many variations throughout the Slavic countries. One trend that I noticed, and this might not be the same all across Russia, but Russian borscht typically has more broth than Ukrainian borscht. Ukrainian borscht seems to be on the chunkier side with more ingredients, and in fact, one comment said you should be able to stand on Ukrainian borscht. Exactly. Lots of ingredients, thick, a little more on the stewy side perhaps. Whenever researching authentic food, there is a wide range, a dynamic range of opinions. Some people feel it can only be the version they know or the version they grew up with, and any other version is blasphemy and sacrilege. Then we usually have a majority of people who are open to versions cooked by other families, other chefs, other people all around the world. Honestly, as long as you're not intentionally butchering authentic food to get clicks, likes, and attention, put your own twist on it, have fun with it, help the world evolve cuisine. When I was researching borscht, I thought it was a good idea to deep dive into some comment sections. And as expected, the comment sections were all over the place. One lady from Poland said she grew up with a mushroom vegetarian borscht and that's what she prefers. While other people said beef and some people said pork. But there was one comment that was pleasant to read. And in that comment, which I'm going to read to you guys right now, one lady from Ukraine said, "When I asked my grandmother, who was born in Ukraine, for her recipe for borscht, she looked at me seriously and said, well, first you have to go out to the garden and see what is ready." Hearing that made me realize that there is a lot of different types of borscht. Borscht is unique. It's unique to people that used to be poor and only had availability of what they grew on their land. And also, it's kind of interesting because it's one of those cultural foods that people from all different areas have their own version that their family creates. So it is special at the end of the day, and there's many versions. Now let's quickly talk about the borscht version I made. Chicken borscht. Maybe one of the least popular borschts. To be honest, I actually didn't see it in any of the comments. So I'm going to explain to you my connection of chicken borscht. Now, I have a Russian friend who is also a chef, and she made such a damn good borscht and taught me how to make it that I incorporated this soup into my own repertoire. The reason I personally keep making chicken borscht is because I like chicken broths. Chicken broths have a nostalgic feeling. They hit close to home. My mom used to make chicken broths all the time for basic chicken noodle soup when I was a kid, and I like them. On top of it, chicken is cheaper than beef and it's healthier than pork. Now, what borscht will I make in the future with a different protein? The truth is, I'm going to make beef borscht in the future. That's the one that intrigued me the most after all this research. Another one of my friends from Russia, actually, he recommended that I try beef borscht, and he said the fat content is really important. It gives the soup a really good flavor. So I'm going to take his advice, but actually, the truth of why I'm going to try it is because steak and beets are a really good combination. I've made this combination for many different dishes in the restaurant. I'm going to make beef borscht in the future, and I'm going to let you guys know what I think about it. Now, let's quickly go through some health benefits of beets, because the health benefits of beets and beet juice are actually quite impressive. Beets, beet juice, and probably beet supplements. Don't count on me on those because I don't really know much about beet supplementation. But beets and beet juice have a lot of health benefits. According to the National Institute of Health, reference below, beet juice increases nitric oxide levels. So what the hell does that mean exactly? Well, it's kind of funny. If you've watched Fast and the Furious, In these street racing cars, there is a NOS button, okay? People hit this NOS button, the car goes really fast for a short amount of time, more oxygen gets released into the engine, which causes a higher amount of combustion. I'm going to compare nitric oxide levels raised to this. It's kind of interesting what the body does when there's elevated nitric oxide levels. What happens is the body relaxes the blood cells, they widen, and then there's an increased amount of blood flow, and what that does is it helps muscle contractions. So the elevated nitric oxide levels are a good thing. They don't turn you into Superman, but they do help with strength training and training in general. Beets and beet juice benefit endurance training. They help improve cardiorespiratory endurance. This helps improve time and various distances. One other great fact of beets and beet juice, and probably beet supplementation as well, is that they help with recovery, and there's anti-inflammatory properties that help with heart health. Now guys, that's all the information I have for today. Let's quickly talk about the stats.
Another year alive, pushing my dreams, finding balance while I'm looking at screens.
Welcome to the stats part of the video, everyone. From February 10th, 2024 to March 15th, 2024, a 5-week period, I went from 247.9 pounds to 243.2 pounds. I lost a total of 4.7 pounds. Now, where does that place me on this weight loss journey? In just over 3 months, I've lost a total of 18.2 pounds. So that puts me right on track, and to be honest, slightly ahead of track, which isn't a bad thing at all. Now, in this next video, I am playing catch up because I didn't take one important factor into consideration, and that is getting ill or battling a health issue while you're trying to do a weight loss journey. So the reason I made borscht is because I knew it would make me feel good during the time that I got ill. What happened was I had a very bad middle ear infection. It was so bad that I had to go to the hospital and get IV antibiotics, and they put me on strong antibiotic pills for a period of 2 weeks. That being said, these unexpected health issues will happen, but keep battling, don't give up. During that time, at least I was able to go out for long walks. I wasn't able to exercise because my equilibrium was messed up, and I couldn't even balance myself properly. That being said, it probably slowed me down by about 3 weeks in total in this knee recovery process and in this weight loss recovery process. So at this stage, I've recovered to 100% and I'm pushing the pace for the weight loss and for the knee recovery exercises. So stay tuned to the next episode because that will actually show the results of battling a health adversity. Thank you all for supporting my health journey. I support your health journeys as well. Till next time. Thank you all for watching Diaries of an Injured Chef. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. It helps tremendously. Until next time, peace. And yes, I happen to be dressed like a giant beet in this video. I was trying to stick with that theme.